Well, is it home sweet home for the Wellington Phoenix as Paul Temple's side returns to their happy place after back-to-back road defeats? The Knicks have won 4 in a row here at Porirua Park. It's their longest winning run in their history at home. They're up against a very good opponent, though, in Melbourne Victory. They are the best team in the A-League when they are travelling. Andrew Dewhurst alongside Rebecca Sowden. Rebecca, this is a must-win, you would think, for the Phoenix if they want to stay in touch with the top 6.
Absolutely. It's really D-Day. They're sitting in the middle of the table. If they're going to eye up those playoffs, they need to get 3 points today, but it's a hard ask against an in-form Melbourne team in the heat.
Yeah, and it is warm. It's, if anything, a little warmer than the temperature might indicate. It's a little bit of a sheltered spot here, and those fans are under the shade of the grandstand here at Porirua Park, while others are looking to catch a little more sun. Melbourne Victory are very good, very comfortable when travelling. They've won 5 of their 8 games on the road, so this will not daunt them. They are not the opposition that the Phoenix like to see either, Bex, because in 6 matches played between these two teams, the Phoenix are yet to win.
Yeah, and look, they're a quality side. They've got a very experienced team. They're very physical. They can play some great football. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one today for the Phoenix, but I'm really excited to see it play out.
So the officials are in readiness and they lead the team. Don't forget the football. That wouldn't be a great start for our referee today. Let's have a look at the ladder. Melbourne Victory were second coming into this round, but Adelaide have already played, so they've jumped ahead. But Victory can get a little closer, of course, to their Melbourne Derby opponents towards the top of the table. But there's confirmation, Rebecca, that Wellington, they really need to win to stay in touch, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. That middle of the table, that 8th spot, you know, if they can really jump up to 6 and get a spot in those playoffs, that's the key.
Let's have a look at the lineups for the match this afternoon. Just one change for the Phoenix, with Olivia Ferguson, the striker, coming in replacing Daisy Brazendale, who drops to the bench. Annalie Longo operates in that attacking third with a bit of freedom. Interesting on the bench also, 17-year-old Ella Jerez. What a moment if she gets on the park. And I believe her family is here watching this one as well. Melbourne Victory, Jeff Hopkins also makes just one change with, again, Janchevsky coming into the side and replacing Nikki Flannery. So they've got great experience on the bench. Flannery, with 111 games, is ready and waiting if needed. Claudia Bunge, of course, New Zealand international, at the heart of this Melbourne Victory defence. Interesting also that the Melbourne Victory have young Gio Candy called into the Ferns squad. So New Zealand, a reserve keeper for the Victory. Kelly Jones is the referee for this one. And for the coin toss, that's young Maddie Murray, 13-year-olds from Palmerston North, about an hour and a half up the road from Wellington. And Maddie plays football for Palmerston North Marist, so that's a cool moment for young Maddie, wearing the Phoenix colours and maybe dreaming of one day being out there playing for the side.
Absolutely, what an experience. I wish I had that kind of opportunity to inspire me back in my day.
Mania Elliott's talking youngsters. What an impression she's making. She just plays with a real freedom, doesn't she, down that right wing side?
Yeah, she's an exciting player to watch, really fast, and it was great to see her get a call up for the Football Ferns this week.
So she'll be crucial, you would think, in that attacking third. And on the other side of the park, look at someone towards the end of their career. 32 now, Emily Gelnick. 7 goals this season. She's really enjoying a wonderful little purple patch here late in her career.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic player. Her experience playing at Matilda across the globe will really shine through today, I'm sure. Paul
Temple will be delighted, I'm sure, to be back here at home They really have fashioned quite the impressive record after a very poor start to the season. But with 4 wins in a row here at home. Jeff Hopkins, his side scrambled a share of the points in the derby last week, and he will be intent on all 3 points here today. Let's see what our statisticians say. Bex, 29% probability for a home win, 47 for the Victory. Do you think that's pretty fair, given the form of the two teams?
Yeah, I think that's a fairly accurate representation going into today. But like I said, a hot day, hoping anything can happen.
Round 15 action in the Ninja A-League, and it is the Phoenix who get proceedings underway, not playing in their traditional colours, whilst the Melbourne Victory in their away strip of the white tops and the blue shorts. Conditions pretty warm, but that won't be daunting for the Victory. Melbourne has been sweltering of late, so they'll be fine in these conditions here today. And an early burst into the area. Longo gets it back again, squares it back, but they can't get a shot on goal. Well, Annalie Longo was allowed to run and run and run.
And doing what she does best, Flea, running into those attacking areas, creating some mischiefs in that attacking third.
Of late, they've operated with Wynnum through the middle of the park in the attacking third, with Longo and Elliott out wide, as they look like they'll force their first corner here, the Phoenix. So the home side has started the better of the two teams. Ferguson, though, is the more natural striker, as we see Elliott will be down that right wing side, but Longo may be dropping in a little bit more and behind that front three.
Yeah, Annalie loves to get off the shoulder of people, get in behind defenders, so she'll be looking to support the strikers there as much as possible.
Just 90 seconds played. Longo delivers the corner to the near post, and they've got an early goal. Stunning set-piece play for the Wellington Phoenix, and they have got away to the best possible start.
What a dream start. Paul Temple will be loving that, and you can see the celebrations. I think that sums up the mood here at Porirua Park.
Well, Maya McCutcheon with her second goal, and really it was textbook training. They would have practiced this over and over. Near post ball, and look at the run of McCutcheon across all those defenders.
It's great to see them taking advantage of Maya McCutcheon. She's that tall timber. She's great at running onto the ball and hitting it. And what a winning start for the Phoenix.
Oh, I hope some of the fans weren't still queuing for a hot dog, because the Wellington Phoenix have started superbly well. And she does bring a physical presence, McCutcheon. Not that she was marked very well at all. She was given a free run across that near post, but if you give McCutcheon any room at all, she is one of the taller, one of the stronger players out there.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a hard one to stop, and I think if you get that run and that timing right, you know, it's always going to go on the back of the net.
It really is a goal straight out of the football textbook. How many times, Rebecca, were you told by coaches to be prepared to make a run to the near post?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a dangerous place. You know, it's hard to stop those ones running in. So it's just a fantastic start.
Oh, they've gone to sleep defensively, though. Villau saves. Still not cleared away, though. And, oh, what a save with the feet from Villau.
Absolutely fantastic save there. I was feeling a bit worried there. It's that classic score a goal, and then the next couple of minutes the most dangerous in a game, because you're kind of celebrating.
Well, that deflection, and look at the reaction. Villau had dived to her left and was able to stretch out with the right foot. Not sure that Chediak might have been given the credit had that gone in. May well have gone down as an own goal, but and again, The marking is a little loose at the back by the Knicks. And they may be celebrating going in front, but they need to just concentrate here on defence.
Well, what an absolutely exciting start for fans watching end-to-end football. That's what we love to see. So we'll see what happens on this corner.
Murphy will take. Hardly had chance to draw breath in the opening 5 minutes. Scrambled away by the Phoenix. And sent back in, and offside flag is up. Danger averted, though, with the take of Carolina Villau. So, whilst the Phoenix are in front, arguably, Villau's being the busier of the two keepers.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic save there. It could have easily been 1-1. Love that feet save off the mark, that just quick agility that you see from goalkeepers.
Charlet pretty closely marked on that occasion.
Be interesting to see how the Victory respond to that goal. They wouldn't have been used or expecting to go 1-0 down within the first 5 minutes, that's for sure.
Well, they managed to avoid the concession of a corner. Lara Wall is going to have her hands full up against Emily Gelnick. Away by the goal scorer, McCutcheon. Collision on the edge of the area. I was curious as to which way the referee was going to rule on that one. Looked 50-50 at best, but the Phoenix do get the clearing free kick here. Villau goes long. Charlet just allows that one over the sideline. Longo saying, how about the contact in the back? I think she had a case.
There's a great run from Anna Lee there. Again, as I said, into that attacking space, getting in dangerous positions to try and create some magic.
Barry and Kelly just exchanging passes here. And space down the left for Wall, the fullback. Delivers to the far post. It's really deep. Almost keeping it in play was the fast approaching Mania Elliott.
Yep, she was there waiting in the wings, ready to get a goal behind her name.
Melbourne Victory suggesting they were going to line up in a 3-4-3 formation, but it'd be interesting to see, especially having gone behind early, you know, will they push the likes of Laura Pickett on the right and Alana Janjewski down the left wing side? Will they operate more as wingers, given that they are chasing the game? There's so long to go, though, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not going to call defeat yet. They'll be looking to get in those attacking positions and utilise those wings.
The edge of the area now for McCutcheon. Square ball played behind Charlet, but have the pace to rein that one in. And Wall evading two defenders, and that is a handy delivery. It's better than handy. Still there, Melbourne Victory scrambling to get this away, and eventually it is cleared away by Apollonia. Phoenix got their tails up. Longo. Little shimmy. Back to Wall in support. Longo again. Just short passing here, trying to open the Victory up a little. And from a long way out, easily handled by Courtney Newbon, but good from the Phoenix.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure what's in the water when they play at home, but they're really bringing the energy today and really attacking with some, you know, excitement and determination. It's fantastic football to watch.
Claudia Bunge wearing 3, of course, New Zealand international. Here she is on the ball. Enjoying a good season with Victory, a part of a very good defensive unit.
Yeah, the Victory are one of those quality teams. They're great with passing, they're great defensively, and they've been having a great season. And Claudia Bunge, a fantastic unit for the Football Ferns as well.
No harm in testing the keeper early on. Find your range, and we've had a number of wonderful long-distance goals in the A-League so far this season. And as the cliche goes, if you don't shoot, you don't score. So give it a try. Test the keeper out. Well, for the Wellington Phoenix, when they score first, and that's happened on 7 occasions this season, they've gone on to win 5 of those matches, but they have lost 2, so it's by no means a done deal. But clearly, the numbers are a little more in their favour, perhaps, than they might have been with that win predictor at the start of the game.
Yeah, it's amazing what an early goal does for the confidence and a momentum in a team.
Wynnum pressing through the middle of the park, just encouraging her teammates as well to get higher up the park. It may well have been Ferguson leading that line. Good interception from Barry. I tell you what, is a welcome to the match challenge from Laura Pickett. Halting Mackenzie Barry in her tracks. Barry concedes the throw, the lesser of the two evils rather than the corner. Rachel Lowe wearing 23 for Melbourne, along with Gelnick, always an attacking threat. 3 assists and 2 goals so far this season for vastly experienced striker.
Yeah, they've been a great combination for Melbourne up top.
Succession of headers to clear the danger. So in the last 3 or 4 minutes, Melbourne Victory just starting to assert a little dominance, certainly dominating possession after that opening flurry from the Knicks.
It's often the way, that 15-minute mark, you see the football start to calm down, you know, everyone kind of settles in, gets their passing on track, so these next few minutes will be interesting.
Space for Wynnum now, has Ferguson ahead of her. Jale to her left, looks for Jale. Well defended though. If there has been a question mark at times over the Phoenix this season, it has been their ability to finish. Times in matches where they're dominating, creating chances, they haven't been scoring the goals to put their opponents away. So that goal after 90 seconds will be just the tonic that Paul Temple was looking for.
Absolutely, and they'll be the first to admit that. You'll see Annalie Longo in the post-match interviews always saying, you know, they played well, but they didn't get the ball in the back of the net. Their execution needs to improve, so...
Wonderful challenge. This might spring them onto the counter now. Ferguson, well defended here and trying to go around, it seems, that entire Victory back 4. And good composure from Newbon. Ferguson will be very keen to make an impression. Left out last week. Daisy Brazendale came into the side. But, the Phoenix win it again. And Wynnum trying to thread the pass through for Jale.
The Phoenix, it's great to see when they are going forward. They're going forward at pace and, you know, creating some havoc for that victory back line there.
I said back four. It's perhaps more a back three at times, but they're certainly looking to have numbers when they are under pressure. Wall again loves to get down this left wing side, the fullback into the area, and a very good challenge, but the concession of another corner. But they are finding space in and around the back of the victory at the moment. Through the opening 15 minutes, the Phoenix are worth their lead.
Yeah, there you can see it. They're just doing a great job of running into that space and creating some problems for Melbourne there.
The skipper. Can she be as accurate with her delivery here as she was for the opening goal? Do they mix it up? Guarantee McCutcheon will be well marked. It's a little closer to the keeper. It was a real group of players there, both Knicks and Victory players. Elliott chips it to the far post, a handy ball into the area now. Couldn't bring it down in time, McCutcheon. Had that just come down and allowed a strike on goal, they may well have doubled their lead.
She just couldn't quite get her balance there to get over the ball.
Really surprising that the Victory have conceded a goal from a corner, and then they look shaky again there, because until today they'd conceded just one set-piece goal in the entire season. So all of a sudden the Phoenix are looking to expose an area that certainly wasn't identified as a weakness for the Victory.
Yeah, and I think if you flip that, it's great to see the Phoenix actually, you know, getting that tall timber on there. They do have some physical players, so it's great to utilise them, and those set pieces are key to finishing those goals.
Wynnum has copped one from close range, but she's bounced straight back up again. Jale over the top, looking for the run of Ferguson. That was not as well directed as she would have hoped. And there's a little clash here off the ball as we stay with the action, but Wynnum and Dapolonia were just, for the moment, involved in a little contact. Here's Wall again. Loves to cross with that left foot. That one's not her best work. And Victory can pass their way out of the defensive third. They've turned it over though. Elliott now running at them. Manai Elliott, she might get there. The angle was tight and into the side netting.
Fantastic run from Manai Elliott, and great to see her trying to get her shot off. But again, you know, they're just really dominating down this left wing here, getting into space, creating some exciting plays together as a team.
Just couldn't quite wrap the left foot around that, and ideally, of course, perhaps play that across towards the far post. And if you do draw a save from Newbon, maybe there is a teammate there to follow up, but Phoenix have threatened on numerous occasions in the opening 18 minutes, as well as having scored the only goal.
Yeah, Coach Paul Temple will be very pleased with this first stint. He'll be really happy to see the likes of Wall overlapping there, getting in that space behind the defenders, and they're really looking great and sharp on this left side.
And it's getting hot down on the sideline. Paul's done away with the blazer. He's always looks like he could be in the shop window of a men's fashion store downtown. He's always sharply dressed, isn't he, Paul?
Yep, he was one of my first coaches, and he'd come over from England as a young son, and he was always the tie and looked sharp, and back then he had his hair always slicked back nice and combed, so great to see him continuing his appearance standards there. So
most of the action for the Phoenix is down this left wing side, and we've it's been obvious without having seen that stat. Longo's been involved, and this player, Lara Wall, Jale, it's almost all been down this left wing side. Oh, Wynnum went diving in. Was worth the risk, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I think you've got nothing to lose there. You're in the attacking third. You're not in a danger zone. So I think there's just summing up her excitement and wanting to get on the ball and get a shot away.
Victory trying to establish some sort of rhythm, any sort of rhythm, to spend some time in possession. That one will go through to Carolina Villau, who, it's worth reminding you, has made one very good save already to keep that clean sheets for now.
Absolutely, that could have been a very different start to the game, couldn't have it? One apiece in the first 5 minutes, but the Phoenix really looking like they're staying on top here.
Jaber, I think it was, just a little too aggressive in the challenge. But if you're a Phoenix fan, you like this. They're up for the fight, aren't they?
Absolutely, it's great to see. I think, you know, I wonder if those odds are slightly changing at the moment.
It's a cheap turnover with a wayward pass by Rachel Lowe.
This is the exact performance we need to see out of the Phoenix, though. You know, they are sitting 8th on that table. It's coming up playoff times. It's the type of top performance they need to have now to make sure they don't get left adrift.
Yeah, anything, it's not terminal, but anything short of 3 points today really does put them into a backs to the wall position as they chase that top 6. And they're ruining perhaps, or there's a heavy shoulder there from Alana Murphy. And I reckon Alyssa Wynnum is getting into the heads here of some of these Victory players. She's not shying away from it and really just sucking Murphy in there to giving away a fairly needless foul.
Absolutely. You can see it's about this time you start to go, oh, we're 1-0 down, and get a bit frustrated, and a few extra knocks come in and frustrations coming through there from the Victory.
Longo sends the signal. Really just wants it about near the penalty spot, just over the back of the defenders. Victory clear that away. It's McCutcheon wins it back again. Victory passing their way through. There might be an opportunity here now if they can find another pass. Couldn't do so though. Ferguson came back and brought a halt to the attack, and has also left her mark on Alexandra Chidiac. Yeah, just initially a clash of the feet. I just wonder, did Ferguson fall onto the leg of Chidiac here?
Yeah, it doesn't look great, does it? And Alex Chidiac, a top-class player for not only the Victory, but has had a stint with the Matildas and also played internationally. So she'll be looking to get back and yeah, really be a loss without her in the middle there.
It did look as though it was not the initial challenge, but it was the fall. And perhaps Chidiac has just got the ankle tucked up here in an awkward position. Just the one goal this season, but is playing her 103rd A-League match and has 17 career goals. So vastly experienced, and does chip in with goals from what is often a midfield role.
Yeah, absolutely. The Victory will not want to see her going off injured. She's, like I said, one of those quality players. She's got the experience, links up with the likes of Gielnik up front.
Let's have another look at this piece of magic. Longo, perfect delivery, the timing. You just you put that on your show reel, and that is just textbook near post corner delivery and finish.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Kind of running in front of that player. They can't see you, they can't mark you, and when it connects, you're never going to stop that. The pace on those headers is just too big.
Yes, as the player heading the ball, you know, all you need to do is just divert it, don't you? The power's already there. Just change its direction.
Absolutely, you don't even need to try and guide those ones in. It's just any kind of contact, and naturally with the ball coming in from flea, kind of in swinging it there, it's going to at least get on target.
And the good news is Alex Chidiac looks to be okay, as the players are taking the opportunity to try and cool down. Ice towels are the order of the day. As I say, it is a little bit warmer at pitch level than perhaps the 22 degrees would indicate.
Yeah, and I really hope this break in play doesn't kind of, you know, disrupt the momentum the Wellington Phoenix have. No doubt Melbourne coach Jeff Hopkins there will be sending out a few hard messages, trying to mix the play up to get his team back in action.
Yeah, Melbourne are used to drinks breaks because they've had to have them in Melbourne. Temperatures there well into the 30s of late, but that was almost a little pseudo drinks break at Porirua Park there for both teams. Longo goes back central. Phoenix often can be very direct. Look for the runs of the likes of Jale and Wall on this left wing side. Wonderful early ball, and just going wide. It was always going to be difficult for Elliott to get the power from that far out. But Lara Wall asks so many questions with her delivery from out wide.
Yeah, a great early cross. That's what you do before the defenders can prepare where they are and not expecting it. But a great diagonal ball through there, although I'm not 100% sure it was intentional, but I think making the most of it.
Yeah, I think you're right, Bex. I think it was intended for Jale and found its way through to Wall, but it's almost a lost art in football these days. And I'm speaking as a former wing-back. But it's almost a lost art, that early cross. Teams like to then pass their way back out of the corner, don't they? And look for something a little more direct through the middle of the park. You don't often see that genuine out-and-out wing play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, an early cross, like I said, as soon as you take one extra touch, means their defenders can get back, get into position, and you've got more numbers in the box. So then you have to come out, create some gaps. But the early cross is great.
Phoenix have had the decision go their way for the throw when I think they all thought they were second favourites there. I think that might have come off Longo. There's the goal scorer. Open was the instruction from Paul Temple, but it's a wayward pass from Kelly.
Yeah, you can hear there Paul Temple wanting them to utilise that wing space, open up some of that attacking third positions like they have. Or I'm saying that they've really had all their luck down that left side, so perhaps reluctant to open it out to the right.
Wynnum again with the chance to turn. And Elliott had some close attention from Kayla Morrison. No whistle though. Ferguson pressing high, but he's a bit of a lone ranger. And Melbourne certainly starting to press pretty high themselves with a couple of high lines here, so asking questions of the Phoenix and often challenging them to go over the top rather than through that midfield. Elliott. Wynnum again with a chance to get her head up. Jale.
Yeah, I can't help but think Coach Jeff of Victory there probably got a couple of those messages saying stop them playing through the middle there, force them to go over the top and long, and hence why they're pressing a bit higher.
Wynnum again for Wall, and was well corralled off the ball by the backtracking run of Emily Gelnick. Barry wins that challenge with low. Here's Annalie Longo again. And immediately that Wall got possession, you heard the instruction from the Victory, no cross, no cross. So they're alert to it. They're now trying to shut down that early delivery. Elliott is well defended and has stayed down off the ball, Mania Elliott. Back to her feet now, so no harm done. Approaching the half-hour mark, and Victory really, aside from a couple of moments inside the first 5 minutes, they've really not got into the match. Wellington Phoenix will be very happy with the way this one is unfolding, as well as the scoreboard with McCutcheon's goal giving them the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. We just really haven't seen too much from Emily Gelnick and Rachel Lowe, who are normally so great at the combination, getting on the ball, using their physical prowess to hold it up. So we just really haven't seen them in the game too much.
Jarley, don't give her room. She'll run at you. Going to try one from a long way out, and perhaps did need to look for a teammate, but they've got their tails up, so why not?
Yeah, a little bit optimistic, but you can never kind of foul them too much for giving it a go and backing themselves.
Lovely example of the quick feet, the clever feet of Alyssa Wynnum. And Wynnum has stayed down here. Looks perhaps like the right ankle getting some attention. She doesn't look too happy. Just the one goal, and again, that's, you know, Wynnum, Jarley, Ferguson. You know, there are a number of players in this Phoenix side who will look at their goal-scoring output and think they can do better. And Wynnum will improve on that as she goes through her career. But she's so clever. She brings teammates into the play so often in that attacking third.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that stat really just sums up the kind of season the Wellington Phoenix have been having. You know, they've been in so many of the games competing, but that final execution, you know, and a player like Wynnum, I've been really impressed with her this season. She's, you know, creating some exciting plays, getting on the ball, and even today she's getting into those spaces and managing to turn and create opportunities for the Phoenix.
And I think also we can't underestimate the workload that she takes on. She really is very active in that midfield and is just as likely to appear at the top of her own penalty area to scramble the ball away. She covers a lot of territory. Victory go direct. Villau stays back when perhaps she might have come out and got a piece of that. No danger though. The shot is harmless over the bar from Gelnick. Thumbs up from the veteran striker.
Yeah, I thought there was a bit of a wishful ball there, that kind of long, kind of classic down the field, but somehow Emily Gelnick got onto that and almost was trying to create a chance.
Emily Gelnick has played in England, Japan, Sweden, Germany, Norway. If she's got the boots with her in the carry-on, she's looking for a game of football. It's been a wonderful career. In fact, you go right back, I think, to 2008, the second season of the Women's National League as it was, with Brisbane, her first stint. So she's been around at the top level for a long time, the 32-year-old.
Yeah, and what I love about her career, you know, say some of those European football clubs like Aston Villa, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Sweden, you know, such different styles of play. So, you know, just such a great varied career.
Annalie Longo. Don't want to make Flea angry. And I don't know she was going to be too happy with the referee there if the whistle had not gone. Bundled over by Chidiac. The Phoenix do have the free kick.
Yeah, Annalie's a great competitor on the field, but definitely the nicest one off it as well. So yeah, it all gets left on the field.
Oh, you'd struggle to find anyone more competitive than Annalie Longo. It's been such a trait of hers. If she's lacing them up and she's on your side, you're pretty happy because she will never stop running. Kelly for Barry. Longo getting plenty of touches, the skipper. Plenty of movement. So Jale also coming central to offer herself for a pass if required. Wynnum, the turn was good, but did not quite control the football. It was an important deflection there from Mackenzie Barry, with Gelnick again lurking.
Yeah, just speaking of that movement, I think this is the best I've seen the Phoenix play all season. Not only are they keeping the ball moving, but the player movement off the ball has been really sharp as well. Yeah. Incredulous look there from Chidiac when initially the decision had gone against her, but clearly she was fouled, the victory number 10. And the referee corrected her own mistake. Well, the Phoenix will live with that, you would think, all day long. Not a lot of guile, not a lot of thought, it seemed, going into that free kick. Just launching it almost blindly is now Elliott down this right wing side. Look out, because she'll run at you all day long. Early cross comes in. It's a tricky one as well. Ferguson trying to get on the end of it and does. Danger is over for the moment. They've gone away from goal. It's the Phoenix. Danger on the counter. Wynnum for Elliott, who stayed central. And now the move really does break down, and the victory just reorganise that rear guard. Great to see Mania Elliott using her pace down the wing there. It's exciting when she runs into those spaces, and fortunately didn't quite have the quality cross required. But again, great to see some exciting play in the attacking third from the Phoenix.
And I think we saw there as well, Bex, that in Ferguson you've got an out-and-out centre forward. That if the crosses are coming in, they know they've got a willing runner right on the high line, right on the last defender.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing worse than making a mad break down the wing, running your heart out, tiring, and then you get across it and there's no one there. So it's always great to have those type of centre forwards. Gelnick
again is behind the Phoenix defence. She's so strong. Well defended though, Barry. McCutcheon was able to get it away. And look at the way the game's opening up in midfield. Longo now looking for support. Short pass, look to get it back again. The idea was good, the execution was poor. End-to-end stuff here. Does the flag stay down? It does. And Kelly is the last line of defence for the Phoenix.
Just so much space has opened up in the last 5 minutes for both teams. You can just see through the middle there, just players able to run. I'm not sure if that's a little bit of tiring here. Look, they're just running freely there.
Lara Wall was able to stroll 40 metres. Now delivers. Ferguson, glancing header, and Mania Elliott had just come a little too central. Really is, though. It's like it's the 85th minute.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if we see another goal before half-time from Phoenix or even possibly Melbourne. Just with that amount of space, it just looks like there's so much opportunity out there.
Melbourne victory came into this round 15 in second place on the table. They've have since been bumped down to third, courtesy of Adelaide's results already this weekend. And on the back of a 4-game unbeaten run, deserved favourites coming into this, even though they are on the road. There is a confirmation, Melbourne Victory, with their recent performances, a draw and 3 wins. They have to go back 5 matches to their last defeats, whilst the Wellington Phoenix have those 2 road defeats on their CV. But we know they're tough to roll here in Porirua.
Yeah, and in fact, Melbourne Victory have just 1 loss in the last 13 games. So you can imagine how their confidence coming into this game, just absolutely getting shattered in that first couple of minutes.
Kelly Jones is letting a little bit of the wrestling go. There's been the odds physical confrontation, which if the players figure it out that that's okay, that's allowed, then they'll look to get away with it again. Gelnick, Wall just slows the Australian winger down, and shot on goal has no venom from Dapolonia. Valau with a much more comfortable save as we now creep inside the final 5 minutes of this first half. Charlo supports from Longo. Elliott again, a lot of physical work in the challenge, and again the referee lets it go.
I think a little bit of frustration from fellow Kiwi Claudia Bunge there, playing for the Victory. She was trying to, I think, just a little bit of the kick in the back there, but got away with it.
Yeah, I think Laura Pickett as well has, and this one will be collected by Newbon at the top of the area. It's, the Phoenix feeling that Laura Pickett's been allowed to get away with a couple of challenges here, as we see the slide rule pass from Tiana Jaber. Just a little too much pace on it though. Paul Temple just pacing. Nervous moments for a coach as half-time approaches.
You can see a little movement from the Victory up top there. You know, they're normally very dynamic and work together, but it's just a little kind of forward movement.
This might open up on the counter now. Wynnum in possession has Jale. Jale came in fairly narrow though. Top of the area now, Grace Jale, and she had the chance to pull the trigger. And just that momentary delay allowed the Victory to recover. And again, there's no midfield in this match. It is just opened up incredibly, and now the Victory are on attack down this left wing side, and they will get their first corner.
Yeah, 3 minutes till half-time. You don't want to be having to defend a corner here, but just that space going through the midfield for both teams here is just phenomenal, just at this point of the game, to open up that much. So, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a goal here.
And you wonder, is this a case of who blinks first? I mean, if you're trailing, you don't mind if the game's opening up, if it's creating chances at both ends of the park. If you're in front, though, at what point does Paul Temple try and plug those gaps and just try and secure things a little more effectively? And block from Kelly was an effective one on the edge of the area.
Yeah, there's no doubt Paul Temple will be raising that midfield space and defence at half-time, that's for sure.
McCutcheon was away to the races, but she never really had any support, so did the right thing. Slowed down, waited for teammates to arrive.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they would be very happy to take the 1-0 lead going into half-time, so no absolute urgency from their side to get into that goal box.
We have had a couple of delays for a couple of injuries, so there might be 3 or 4 minutes still to play once we get to the 45-minute mark here. Wall, who has been very busy down this left wing side. Jale, Wynnum, beautiful football. Longo, can she find the final pass? Longo shoots at the near post without the power, and the apology from the skipper.
Yeah, unfortunately she just didn't get her touch far enough away there to get a decent shot off, but some fantastic play through the midfield there. I'm just loving seeing these little quick short passes to create opportunities.
And there is the fourth official signalling 4 minutes of time to be added on here. Wall showed a little bit to Janjewski, but kept possession. Longo. The Phoenix will be quite content here to maintain possession through these closing moments of the first half. Perhaps see if they can create one more goal-scoring opportunity.
Seems to me as though the Victory defenders in the midfield there and even up top are just hanging off the markers, you know, giving them a few metres too far, and that's Phoenix players, Annalie, Longo, Wynnum, they're just turning in that space and kind of running at them.
Oh, no question. They have looked flat, and Jeff Hopkins might enjoy the opportunity to see if he can just liven them up a little bit at half-time. That is, of course, a time when a coach can have an impact and change things up a little bit. Jale, will she shoot from distance? And it's comfortable for Courtney Newbon. But yeah, they've just not come out of the starting gates here at all. They've had a couple of very good chances, don't get me wrong, but they've looked second best, haven't they, for most of the first 45?
Yeah, absolutely. And it seems so bizarre, yeah, that flatness, because as you said, the heat shouldn't really be affecting them. They should be used to this over in Australia. So, yeah, it's definitely not looking their dynamic, inspiring selves.
Gelnick certainly is one of a number of players that only needs one opportunity, only needs one half chance, and they will hurt you. And Paul Temple will know that, and he will remind his charges of that at half-time, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We just haven't seen the likes of Gelnick on the ball like she normally would be, but yeah, if given a chance, she'll take it.
Longo dancing her way through. Ferguson, oh, just half a yard too far in front of the number 9. She's had to issue a couple of apologies in the last couple of minutes, Annalie Longo, but she has no need. But such is her nature that if she doesn't quite get it right, she'll put a hand up.
Yeah, absolutely. Love to see Annalie's fancy footwork. She grew up as a tap dancer. I'm sure that must have helped her fast feet.
There you go. There's today's piece of trivia. Flea, the tap dancer.
I think she was quite competitive, went quite far up until, gosh, when I was playing with her, you know, at least till teenage years. So no doubt, you know, contributing to that beautiful fancy footwork through the middle, and as you said, a dancing there.
There is absolutely something in that. The quick feet, let alone the stamina and the strength that you'll build up from that sort of a dancing regimen. As the half-time whistle is fast approaching, as Janjewski couldn't keep that one in play. And interesting that They have tried to change things up a little bit, switching their wide midfield players, the Melbourne Victory, but they've got a bit of work to do, and they'll be headed into the sheds to hear from Jeff Hopkins, who hopefully will be able to try and turn this around, because that young lady McCutcheon has the only goal of the match, and a beautiful goal it was from Maya McCutcheon. Lovely timed run across the near post to score from the corner, and it is the Wellington Phoenix leading the Melbourne Victory here in Porirua 1-0. Half-time in the Ninja A-League encounter, round 15 here at Porirua Park in beautiful weather. It's getting hotter. It is now 25, 26 degrees here, and it's certainly a day that the Wellington Phoenix fans are enjoying. They lead 1-0 at the break, and former New Zealand international Rebecca Sowden alongside, and they deserve it. They played well.
Yeah, it's been an exciting first half, you know, getting that goal within the first 2 minutes. They've been playing the more exciting football. They've been getting into some great attacking positions. We've seen some lovely little rotation plays, you know, the likes of Grace Giale and Alyssa Winham rolling inside and creating some space on the wings.
Well, let's have a look at the goal, because coaches will love this. Oh my goodness. Whoever their set piece coach is at the Phoenix, this is just perfection.
Don't get better than that in terms of a corner kick and a great header with force.
And you could see the delight. You could see they've practiced that so many times. And the look on the face of Maya McCutcheon to her skipper saying, yes, that's exactly what we rehearsed. Let's have a look at the stats here. A lot of them are very even, perhaps more even than we may have thought. But what are the key numbers here that you're looking at, Bex?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised the possession is so even, and even the passes. But for me, sums up with the number of crosses and those forward passes that Wellington Phoenix are dominating. You know, it's really going to show that attacking play they've been playing and getting in those exciting positions and goal-scoring moments.
Yeah, and so many of those crosses from the left that they really have dominated down that left wing side with the likes of Longo and Wall, Jale on occasion. So that's been the outlet for the Wellington Phoenix, and had a fair few shots on goal as well. In fact, they've had that many. Let's have a look at a few of them. They've tried from outside the area and are not really troubling Courtney Newbon too much, but they've knocked balls into the penalty area. This was McCutcheon again picking up the pieces. Didn't quite come down. This was a good opportunity, wasn't it, for Elliott?
Yeah, I think this was the best of their chances, but again, you know, not a ton load of great shots on goal, but it's just they're getting into those positions and creating those opportunities. So now they just really need to focus on that execution.
Well, Melbourne Victory are not without their chances. This was gifted to them very early in proceedings, so not long after they conceded the goal. Look at this. It just opened up for Dapolonia and really should have been better with the finish.
Yeah, what a different game this would have been, and a fantastic save from Ville, really saving the game there. I mean, I thought they were going to finish this one, and it would have been a completely different half.
So initially they'd gone to sleep and allowed Dapolonia to get inside the penalty area, and the save from the deflected shot for Carolina Villau. And oh gee, that looks good. a bit of carbohydrate to keep you going. There's nothing like one of those curly potatoes.
Yeah, all part of the experience, right? I took my son to the AFC game last week, and his favourite part was the shaved ice.
To be fair, if it's deep fried, I'm there. I'm in the queue. I'm in the queue. There's a lot of football still to be played in this one. Conditions are perfect. You would expect Jeff Hopkins to fire up his team. Look out for the Melbourne Victory. Can they respond in the second half? Stay with us. Welcome back, the Ninja A-League round 15 action in the sunshine at Porirua Park. It is a fortress for the home side. They've had 4 wins in a row. They're looking to make it 5. No wonder they're smiling out of the half-time break. The fans might be a little more nervy, destroying a fingernail or two, but they'll have enjoyed what they've seen from their team today as we look at their next 5 matches, and importantly 3 at home out of the 5. Almost doesn't matter who the opposition are. This season that's just been so important for them because they've been very good at home and they've struggled away.
Yeah, they've been a real mixed bag, and I think that's their biggest problem, the inconsistency. But at home, there's something in the water in Porirua because they've won 4 of the last home games. Let's hope they can make it a 5th.
There's a little subcommittee meeting there, led by the skipper, Annalie Longo. As we have a look at Melbourne Victory's run of their matches. And they're on the home-away, home-away, home sequence. So they too have 3 of the next 5 at home as they look to try and stay in touch with their crosstown rivals, Melbourne City. And Jeff Hopkins, just a little furrowed brow there. I'm sure he hasn't had to read the riot act, but I'm sure just the same he's looking for a reaction from his team because they've not been at the level that we've seen of Melbourne Victory over recent weeks, while the Phoenix have just upped their game a little. Yeah, I think the Victory coach there would have been using some hopefully inspirational words to get their team firing. It's definitely a little offside what we've seen so far of this team. They're just lacking that energy, lacking that excitement. They haven't been using their kind of attacking power up top. Paul Temple, he will have, I'm sure, just encouraged his side for more of the same. We did see the match open up very early on. The heat may be playing a part in that, but what if anything, do the Phoenix change, or do they just say, let's just keep rolling the dice? Yeah, well, knowing Paul Temple is very enthusiastic, positive coach, he will just be saying, this is what is part of our game plan, let's stick with it, keep doing what you're doing, and maybe just encouraging them to, you know, that final kick into the goal, that execution, which they've been lacking during the year, but he'll be very happy. Put the jacket back on, so looks like the bench area now is getting a bit of shade as the sun starts to get a little bit lower in the late afternoon sky. It is the Melbourne Victory who begin the second half trailing through that second-minute headed goal from Maya McCutcheon. It will be interesting to see if that midfield continues to be full of wide open spaces, and in particular whether the Victory can close down this left wing attack of the Phoenix, and the early signs are they can't, because inside 30 seconds and the Phoenix carry on from where they left off. Yeah, absolutely. It seems a bit crazy, you know, that left wing has just been so exposed for the Victory. You'd think you'd be addressing that pretty sharply at half-time, saying, stick with her, get him within a metre, shut that down early. Lovely touch here. A little nutmeg as well, I think. Wynnum looking up, seeing if there are teammates, and just didn't quite find the connection between what she was thinking and what the feet were doing. I've been so impressed with the Phoenix here. They're kind of rotating players from the wings into the middle, and those central midfielders getting out into space in the wide. I know it's been a game plan of Paul Temple here, and they're just doing it brilliantly today. Yeah, I might get you to just talk about that a little more in detail, Bex, as we go through this first 5 or 6 minutes of the second half, because you have been privy to that tactical approach from Paul Temple, and what we're seeing with Longo, Jale, Wall down that left wing side, it's not happening by accident, is it? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this will
be a key tactic from Paul Temple and his team, and utilising his players' strengths there. But what it does, it just creates so much space when you've got players rotating like that. It's hard to mark, the kind of defenders come off you, and it just creates so much space and excitement, takes the defenders off guard.
So part of his game plan is for Jale and Elliott, when they're out wide, is actually to roll in, to go central in that open space?
Yeah, that's right. And I think also the wingers, those kind of wing backs, are playing a huge part. And when those kind of midfielders come into the middle, that kind of space on the wing is open, either for the central midfielders to run out there or those attacking defenders to get into.
And whether it's by chance or by design, they have very much focused their work down the left wing side, the Phoenix, and they've kept going back to the well because it has created so many chances for them, it seems. Longo, heavy pass, turns possession over, and now an opportunity for Gelnick down this right wing side. Has Low to aim at through the middle, and that's more promising for the Victory.
Yep, they'll happily take this corner and looking for an early goal here like Phoenix did in the first half.
Might have been interesting there, had that found its way through to Low. I did wonder whether she might have just been front running a little and might have been called offside. We'll never know. Janjeski with the corner. The attempted back heel from Gelnick.
Yeah, I wonder if she was trying to get that on Gelnick's head, you know, being such a tall timber and that physical prowess, but it looked like it just dropped to her feet. Unfortunately, she couldn't get a flick on it for the Victory.
Pickett under pressure, does well, the Victory defender, and Gelnick is offside. Willow is happy to go long, and that's just half a metre too long. Jale, even with her pace, unable to bring that one in, but just highlighting the danger. The Phoenix can be very direct.
Yeah, it's always tricky, those kind of straight balls in a straight run to kind of outpace the ball there. So it's no surprise Jale just couldn't quite get on that.
Wynnum again has done so well here to pinch possession, and Chidiac had no choice but to foul her opposite number.
Yeah, Wynnum's been a standout for me that first half. You know, she's just been getting on the ball so much, creating a bit of chaos, getting in a bit of space. Just that movement, I've been really impressed with her off the ball.
This is such a high defensive line. It just invites delivery on about the penalty spot and chase onto it. They go low. It's from the training ground as well. Superbly played, but what a save from Newbon. Still not cleared away, and now Melbourne Victory, have they just quelled this attack for the moment? McCutcheon wins the free kick. Well, whoever's been on set-piece training work this week needs a bonus.
Oh, love that. It really even took me by surprise, let alone those defenders. I mean, what a fantastic little creative move there. And yeah, you can just see there, no one was expecting that, and just getting in right into that 6-yard box. It could have come off quite easily.
They do play a very high defensive line from these free kick opportunities. And look at them again. It's really saying to the Phoenix, have a crack if you're good enough, or just get it in behind us. And Grace Jale couldn't get it past the wall. Wynnum. Little shimmy, drop of the hip. runs into trouble. Ferguson was there ready if the pass had made its way through into the area.
Yeah, there wasn't enough space for Alyssa Wynnum to get through there. You know, there was just too many defenders. She was just trying to go down the centre, but I couldn't really see that ever happening.
Newbon clears up to halfway. Lovely control from Gelnick. Looks to spread the game now wide down this left wing side for Janjewski. Back to Gelnick, who'll try one from a long way out, and that does not trouble Carolina Villau.
A little bit dangerous there, the Phoenix kind of hanging off Gelnick there. She's, you know, quite an attacking striker, but she's dropping back into the midfield there and getting a turn on, and if you let her turn and have a shot, you're going to just asking for trouble.
Just over the 1,000 mark on a day that perhaps the beach beckoned as well in Wellington. And it is a bit of a pseudo holiday weekend. Of course, New Zealand's Waitangi Day on Thursday this week, so a lot of schools reporting very low attendance on Friday.
No surprises, but what I love seeing there is those Wellington Phoenix. They're loyal. They've got their Phoenix scarves even out on a hot summer's day wrapped around their neck.
Well, of concern to the Phoenix here is that Gelnick is starting to have an influence. The more touches that the Victory number 15 gets, the more likely they are to be in the game. And she's had a few early in the second half. They've got a free kick here, and they can try and set something up. Lofted high towards the far post, too wide really. It was very difficult for anything too dangerous to occur, given how wide they were pushed.
Already said in this first kind of 10 minutes of the second half, Melbourne are a lot more in it than they were in the first half. You've seen a few more opportunities. It must have been that racking up at halftime, I'm sure, from the coach there.
Kelly. Let's see how high the Victory are prepared to press. Jale, nice little offload on the halfway line and gets it back again. She's got the pace, Jale. Does she have support? Wall chooses not to cross on that occasion. And Wynnum tries one. And now Elliott just couldn't get there in time. Nice attacking progression again, though, from the home side.
Yeah, absolutely. It all started down that left wing again, but some beautiful little footwork there in the middle from Annalie Longo and Wynnum, and unlucky not to get a shot off there.
Wynnum beats one. Looking to try and create room or bring her teammates into play inside the penalty area. Barry chose not to go down a blind alley, just sets it up again. The crowd appreciate that. Elliott now, a rare opportunity down this right wing side for the Knicks. Wynnum, good control in tight situations.
Looks pretty condensed back there for the Phoenix to try and break through. You can see the Victory hanging pretty low back there with a number of defenders.
Elliott, well, defended by Morrison, who didn't dive in. Look at Longo, look at the work rate, look at the territory that the captain's covering. Has Wall outside on her left, chose to look for Ferguson through the middle.
Annalie is just so good going forward there. A little pass and she gets in front of the player, you know, making it hard for the defender, getting behind their shoulder there.
Jaber changes it up, goes direct. Ferguson gets the flick. Jale tries to send it back to the number 9. It's this variety that's impressing. On occasions, they're looking to pass their way through the Victory. And then they'll change it up and go direct. They'll deliver early crosses. They really have had great variety in their attacking play.
Yeah, it's been fantastic to see, and I think that's something like Anna Lee, you know, she's just got such great vision and so much experience. She can kind of identify those gaps, you know, decide whether to go long or go through the middle. So really playing a key part of that variety, I think.
Well, the first task perhaps that they may have been set by Paul Temple has been achieved, and that is perhaps to get through the opening 10 minutes of the second half and maintain that lead as the offside flag is raised. You know, perhaps take on this match in small increments. Focus now for the next 10 minutes. Almost getting the ball stuck under her feet was Mackenzie Barry, but no harm done. It's a decent shoulder there into Lara Wall. How good for a young player like Wall to be able to play in such close proximity to such an experienced campaigner like Longo.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all that experience, and like I said, Annalise is so supportive and such a great teammate. You know, she'll be bringing her along for the journey, you know, making sure, helping her build her confidence, you know, directing her into certain positions. So a great opportunity for the youngster.
So often the hour mark is the time when coaches run out of patience, Bex, and changes can be made. And on cue, Jeff Hopkins is going to introduce Furphy and Flannery. So just looking to see. It's Alana Janchevsky who makes way. And also Apollonia. So a couple of changes. And clearly the Victory will be looking for these two subs to have an impact. And perhaps immediately. They've got to try and inject some life into this side.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a smart move from him here at this mark. You know, they don't want just 1 point. They'll be looking for the win.
Well, here's a chance for an impact. Furphy straight away. Gelnick on the edge of the area. And anywhere will do, but straight to a Victory player, and they've scored. Oh, my goodness. Talk about the subs having an impact within seconds. The Phoenix will rue this because really they've gifted the Victory the chance, but they're good enough to capitalise, and it's 1-1.
What a change. I mean, talk about injecting some energy, you know, maybe catching the Phoenix off guard, and they'll be stoked with that. Raising the arm in the air, no doubt. Very happy.
Well, possession was turned over. Furphy played it for Gelnick, but that moment there was just a little rush of blood from Jay, but really had plenty of time to clear the danger and instead put it straight in the path of the advancing Victory play. It's a lovely finish, really good finish.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just beautiful technique there, seen it from the net. But this could be a major turning point for the Victory. You know, you get now 1-1, get a bit of excitement, some new fresh legs in this heat, and it could all change.
And push in the back that seemed a little too vigorous from Morrison, and that's a little foolhardy really, because Mania Elliott was no danger here running away from goal, but Morrison has put her team under pressure.
Yeah, really silly move. She should have more experience in that. The ball was going out. Sure, you want to protect it to make sure it goes out, but just silly, giving a dangerous set play here. And we've seen the Phoenix. They've been great on set play so far. So we'll see if the Phoenix can capitalise on this and get themselves ahead of the game again.
Everyone queued up like they're catching a rush hour train into the city, to the far post, and eluding everyone. Wasn't the worst delivery.
No, I don't know how that passed through both teams of players there. Like you said, I think every player was pretty much up there. It looked like a line of players just seeped through them out the other side.
Well, they've got the immediate impact that they wanted from the subs. Let's see if that is the moment that puts them on the front foot, Melbourne Victory, because they'll fancy this now. They've weathered the storm, not been out of the contest by any stretch, and the Phoenix, again, I guess, rue the fact that they couldn't add to that second-minute goal from McCutcheon.
Yeah, the Wellington Phoenix will be severely disappointed with that. You know, there's always a little break in play, like when you have substitutes, your mind starts to wander and maybe just not quite as focused as they needed to be.
Jaber, who's rushed an attempted clearance, invited the strike on goal. Elliott now advancing through the middle. You could see the thought process there, looking to roll that into the run of Jale. Two physical encounters here. Jeff Hopkins is up out of his technical area, offering some free advice to the referee. It's a loose pass again. And got away with it. Barry able to get there in time, and it might open up here for Jale. Oof. And Lanai Elliott, I think, who's, in fact, it was Lara Wall, just got a little touch on the football with her planting foot there.
You can see the substitute Nikki Flannery coming on and just really looking energetic, hunting out that ball. She was the goal scorer, and she's looking, she nearly got on that other bad pass before, so looking already to add impact.
Yeah, well, so much experience. We spoke about it in the introduction to today's match, that Flannery playing her 112th A-League game and scoring her 18th goal, so she brings experience and a threat on goal. Wynnum, Jaber's advanced. Wall doesn't have too much support. That's a rare moment where she doesn't have support on that left wing side. Ferguson back to goal, trying to roll the defender. Idea was good, the power not there to trouble Courtney Newbon.
Yeah, nice little turn, but the defender really marking her tight there and not giving her much space to get a good shot away.
Bunge shut down quickly by Ferguson. McCutcheon. Lovely composure, just buying a little time. I guess opportunity for Paul Temple to return serve, if you like. What changes might he consider if he is to look to his bench? Bex, who does he look to provide a similar spark for his side?
Yeah, it will be interesting. I mean, obviously he had the upper hand going in, but you know, I personally love to see young Ella Jerez come on. You know, there's nothing like a 17-year-old making their debut to bring some energy and excitement. But yeah, we'll see him no doubt make a couple of changes, bring on some fresh legs in this heat.
Emma Main, she's another one, isn't she? Equal leading scorer with 3 for the Phoenix.
Yeah, been very good actually. I was surprised to see her on the bench. She's had a great season as well. So, I mean, look, he's got some great players on the bench there. He'd be silly not to utilise them as the game starts to change in towards Victory's favour and we head towards that 90-minute mark.
It has just been a little shift. You sense it, you see it. They're stringing passes together. They look a little more urgent. They've got a few more options going forward. Furphy's one of them. What a challenge that is from Jaber. Oh, my goodness. That is heart-in-mouth stuff. Totally committed. And that was do or die.
That was a fantastic rundown in the wing there. There you can see it, but an absolute brilliant tackle. Going into the danger area too in that penalty box, but just committed and great play.
Curtis with the throw. Oh, mistake by Kelly. Not paying a big price, though. Furphy pulls it back from the byline, but into the hands of Villau.
Yeah, you can definitely sense that energy. I mean, Furphy there coming on. You can just see her getting into some great positions. They're just bringing the team a bit more alive.
Holly Furphy has 1 goal this season, but can, in a way, lay claim to a bit of an assist on that equaliser for the Victory. Over the top, looking for the run of Ferguson. And big strides put in there from Kayla Morrison. Just covers that one out over the byline.
Yeah, a little bit too direct, that ball there. From Jali, but yeah, I think they just need to go back to what they had success with. You know, those little plays, try and get the ball wide, create some space, some good movement off the ball from the midfielders. I'd love to see that come back into the next 5 minutes.
Curtis. Morrison goes long. It's Victory front line there. Knew they were offside had they pursued that. And McCutcheon, that's just a little sign of just the change in this match. Suddenly there's the odd miscontrol, the odd misplaced pass for the Phoenix. And Victory starting to assert themselves. Longo's not been on the ball as often. Neither has Wynnum. What can they create here? Almost making it through for Jale. Last ditch clearance was enough from Pickett.
Yeah, it looks like the Victory have just tightened up their defence too there, like getting a bit closer to the players and a bit more central. And you can see there the Phoenix were trying to go straight down the middle through them, and it wasn't happening with those type of numbers back there.
"70 minutes played in the heats in Porirua. McCutcheon's goal has been cancelled out. Oof. It's a willing battle, isn't it? Stepping away from the football there to go looking for the contact. Paul Temple, what's he thinking? What's he crafting? We're hearing a couple of changes are pending.
It's only a matter of time, I think, before we see a change from the Phoenix, and I think they need to get that on there and get that energy back up.
Nice movement from Kelly. Centre back advancing. Centre back is going to shoot. Centre back shoots. Keeper saves. Keepers like to make saves when centre backs are shooting. Longo back to goal. A little shimmy. Jale also with her back to goal. Melbourne Victory just reorganising their shape defensively. Now Wynnum. top of the penalty area, and that one over the bar.
Not a bad effort, though. I like to see that little movement. But, this fantastic run from Kelly there. I mean, the centre-back, when they're running forward like that, another player who does that very well is Rebecca Stott, former football fern and playing for the Melbourne City. But takes everyone by surprise because you don't expect a centre-back to be running forward with such aggression, and no one's quite sure who to mark them and track them, and they often find themselves in good space.
Yeah, well, certainly it's out of character for Kelly in this match at least. She's really been anchored at the heart of that Phoenix defence, but took the opportunity when space opened up. And still no instruction to the officials from the Phoenix that they want to make a couple of changes. We're told that Main and Jerez are waiting. Wynnum, quick feet, Wynnum. Oh, almost tried to beat her defender too many times.
Absolutely. I think the Victory have really upped their game on defence there. They're not taking any of those little touches and twirls anymore.
Barry across in front of Gelnick. And now we do see an indication that Paul Temple is going to make a couple of changes, and it is Emma Main, who has 3 goals this season and will replace Olivia Ferguson. So that's very much like for like, but also special moments here, Rebecca, for 17-year-old Ella Jerez and her family watching. They've made the move. I understand the family shifted to the Wellington region for Ella Jerez to be a part of the Phoenix Academy. This is cool, a debut for the 17-year-old.
Wow, a great moment. Love seeing these young players move on. She'll be excited, a little bit nervous. Hopefully Annalie can kind of support her there, but I believe she's one of 5 siblings, and what a commitment from the family. And, you know, you're not just going out there to play for yourself on occasions like this.
And she's already shown a liking for the big occasion. Scored a winner for Western Springs in New Zealand's women's football in their Premier Knockout Cup competition as a teenager a year or so back. So she won't be shy of stepping up and taking responsibility as Main puts a little pressure on. That'll be a throw.
Yeah, I think some great substitutes there by Paul Temple. It was kind of, you know, injecting some attacking power with Emma Main, and she's been a consistent performer.
Who wants it more? Who shows the greatest urgency? Who's prepared to risk in order to win the ultimate prize, which today is the 3 points on offer?
Yeah, high stakes for both teams here. The Victory, you know, if they can claim that 3 points, keep their undefeated run going, you know, stay in that top kind of couple in the league. And for the Phoenix, that all-important kind of mid-place, you know, are they going to go on or are they going to start to fall to the bottom? So big day for both teams.
Kelly showing good composure and pass their way through the press. McCutcheon goes down in the challenge. Jale down this right wing side. Jerez now with a chance to get her first involvement. Tried to just roll the pass in front of Mania Elliott. Furphy has stayed down here. I think this was the challenge with McCutcheon. Got across in front of Maya McCutcheon, and is that possibly a shoulder? I'm not sure. Did not look too comfortable.
No, it looked like she fell awkwardly there, and she looked in a little bit of pain.
So I understand that Jeff Hopkins has been booked by the referee. I can only imagine he was expressing an opinion about the challenge that has left Holly Furphy injured. So the first yellow card of the match goes to one of the coaches. The concern at the moment, though, will be for second half substitute Furphy, who's made quite the impact. Chance for Paul Temple. In fact, it's a knee. I couldn't tell. It looked like she might have caught her shoulder awkwardly, but obviously in falling, she's just twisted the right knee here.
Yep, getting tangled up there in the knees. There's such an issue in women's football, even more so than men's. Number of ACL injuries we've seen across the globe is really worrying, so let's just hope it's nothing too serious.
So it does present an opportunity. We saw Paul Temple taking the chance to have a chat with his team. It's almost like a little timeout. That's lovely. Look at the smile. Do you reckon that was up towards family?
Absolutely. You could see it in the eyes there.
But, a little timeout here for Paul Temple to have passed on a message, whether it's a change in shape, whether it's just a request for more urgency. It's not a bad time for a little pause in proceedings.
You can see there's so much of the play in that middle third, looking at those stats, which is no surprise. We've seen both teams, you know, those little movements through the middle, but it's a lot more even possession. We've seen Wellington Phoenix there. I actually would have thought it would have favoured in the victory this last kind of 15-20 minutes.
The good news, we just saw a glance there at Holly Furphy. She's back up and okay. Sometimes those knee injuries, they can be frightening when you just feel the leg tuck under, and initially you fear the damage is perhaps worse than it actually is. Longo now on this right wing side. What a ball down the middle of the park. Main got a touch and it was just too heavy. Main, can she hook this around? No. And the whistle has gone for the collision here between Main and Newbon. What a pass though from Longo.
Absolute Annalee class there. That through ball was just perfectly weighted and positioned, and Emma Main would have been desperate to get on that coming off the bench, but her touch just wasn't quite good enough.
Yeah, and certainly at second glance there, just following through and collecting Courtney Newbon, who smothered that one effectively enough and put herself in the danger zone in doing so.
Those are those opportunities the Wellington Phoenix do need to take, though. That's going to be the difference between going 2-1 up and not.
Yes, you would think with 10 minutes plus a little added time, let's assume that both sides are going to get at least a half chance in the closing stages. It comes down to, are you good enough to take it?
Yeah, absolutely, and we've seen that throughout the season with the Phoenix be the thing that lets them down. You know, they're competitive, they could go on to win it. Just a little bit too heavy, that pass there.
That's where great players separate themselves from the rest, isn't it? In crucial moments, in a close contest, when that half chance presents, are you good enough? Are you ready? Are you alert?
Absolutely, and for strikers, it's often such a mental thing, you know, that just killer instinct in front of goal and that last little touch to kind of set you up for your final shot.
Newbon not taking any chances. Crowds wanting a free kick. Here's Furphy away from McCutcheon, who's starting to look a little leg weary. Furphy, of course, much fresher, the substitute. Jaber. Into ground very early, committed, and now may have gone through the back here of Furphy.
A little frustration there, I think. Here we go. Oh.
I think the frustration from Tiana Jaber, she certainly commits the foul there and then belts the football into the backside of Holly Furphy. But Jaber just losing her cool a little there. There was no need to really crash through the back of Furphy. It's put her side under pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the thing when you can kind of feel the game changing, you're kind of like what's breaking down or not working, and those frustrations come through onto the field.
She may have felt, Jaber, that perhaps Furphy just held her back a little bit. Just had to stay composed. This now a dangerous set piece for the Phoenix to defend. Villau started to try and claim that. The defender's doing the job for her. Charlotte for Main. Main can't return the favour, at least not directly. And nervous touch there from Ella Jerez.
Yep, she just needed to get on the ball and try and hold that up while her teammates came. But those first game nerves, you kind of feel like, oh, you want to play it.
Well, I reckon for the first time in the match we're seeing the physical effect, the physical toll on both sides. We're seeing players drop off challenges, drop off those defensive runs. The tiredness, weariness starting to be a factor.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can't underestimate playing these summer games, particularly in Porirua when it's mid-20s there, end of the game. You start to feel it in your legs and start to stop doing all those runs.
Yeah, and when you feel it in the legs, the mind can often be the next thing to go, and you start making poor decisions. Longo for Elliott. That was a shoot onside approach. Jaber this time wins it fairly, cleanly. Elliott, Jaber, somehow they get around the back of them. The ball across the penalty area, cleared away by the Victory. And now striding away. And these counter-attacking opportunities starting to open up. Gelnick onside, around Villau. And Villau gets an important glove on that. That is a vital save.
Absolutely intense moment there, end to end, and that's where you see the problems. Beautiful little ball, and Gelnick just couldn't quite get round her, but lovely little touch and great opportunity.
Well, there's one of those half chances. Is that the only one? Is that the last one for Melbourne Victory? 5 minutes to play.
Lovely little combo play there from, as we spoke about, Nikki Flannery and Gelnick there.
It's a wonderful clearance. Every Phoenix player back inside the penalty area. Curtis goes direct. Kelly stands off. Furphy straight into trouble. Longo. No sign of tiredness for the skipper. Charley cuts inside around Curtis. And then just ran out of ideas.
Again, I think just too many players back in the box for her to try and run through the centre. You've got to keep that movement off the ball from your players going wide. And to be honest, both teams really have had the best luck down the wings. Just saw before with Flannery down the right there, and we've had Furphy down the left, and obviously the Phoenix have had all their luck in that left wing in the first half. So
Fresh legs at the back for the Phoenix. Amelia Abbott is on for the final few minutes, replacing Tiana Jaber, who I think might have run herself into the ground with her effort today.
Yeah, we could kind of see it coming through in those kind of off-ball frustrations.
One for Jerez to chase and be a pest. That will go out for a throw off the corner flag. So the Phoenix can press high, try and pen the victory in. Has that come into the field of play at all? I didn't think it had, so the throw will be retaken. In a way, it's a surprise we haven't had more goals. Right from the early going, this match opened up. There was plenty of space, scoring opportunities. And to neither side, you can argue, clinical enough in that attacking third. And that's comfortable for Villau, well outside her area. Lara Wall gives the free kick away. She was second to the ball on that occasion. Chidiac got there first. Kelly sends that one out over the sideline. 90 seconds of regulation time to play. Melbourne Victory at the right end of the park as far as they're concerned. Comfortable for Villau. Can she launch a counter? Oof. Just a little rush of blood. And now it might open up. Jerez, good challenge. Important tackle there from Laura Pickett. And that one goes harmlessly wide. Well, the point hurts the Phoenix, you would think, more so than the Victory. I say that in the context of post-season action. Victory pretty comfortable inside the top four on the table. Of course, they'd love all three here and close the gap again on Melbourne City. So for the Wellington Phoenix, each time they drop points, they're falling further off the pace, falling further away from the top six.
Absolutely, and just mentally, that great start they had, that wonderful football they were playing in the first half, you know, to feel like it was your game and then it turns back and, you know, maybe results in a draw. It's always mentally harder.
Jerez, lovely touch to control. Jale asking for handball. Referee might have been on the wrong side of that, and Barry is on the right side of the Melbourne Victory attacker. Yeah, these players are tired now. There's a lot of space. Longo turns over halfway. And she's dragged down by Furphy, showing all her experience there to make sure that decision went her way.
We've seen a lot more free kicks in this last part of the game. Everyone trying to slow the game down.
It's a good ball in from Longo. They were queuing up the Phoenix. They're pretty keen to try and win this. We're into the first of 4 minutes to be added on. Abbott, Main, Jerez it is, in fact, trying to turn. Wall has support from Barry. She's not overly keen on going backwards. That's a reflection of where we are in the match, feeling that to go backwards at this point in proceedings is too negative an approach. They want to go searching for a goal that would secure them 3 points. Pinched by McCutcheon. McCutcheon, the shot, well saved, diving to her right, Newbon.
Don't think she quite got the power on it she wanted, but it was a quick turnover and you've got to capitalise on those opportunities.
And may well have taken a deflection as well here off the left foot of McCutcheon. It just creeping inside that post, I think, so it needed saving. Was that Claudia Bunge, who's gone down with a bit of cramp?
The Kiwi there, obviously a bit of running in the heat. So, yeah, these last few minutes with 4 minutes extra time, you start to see them fade and a few sloppy tackles, more free kicks come in.
This will extend the 4 minutes of time added on, perhaps into 6, maybe 7. Who wants it most? Who has the energy left? Bunge has, I was going to say recovered from cramp, but she's not running too freely at the moment, so the New Zealander. Jale. Bit of a ball played into space, and Elliott is just a little too aggressive. Play continues quickly. Furphy. Longo. Looked to be a good push in the back from Longo that she got away with, but they turned it over very quickly. And now they've got to be alert to the breakaway at the other end. Kelly and Barry are. Home fans try and urge their team home. It's taken a touch off Wall, so Melbourne Victory in the dying moments have a corner.
Not the situation that the Wellington Phoenix would have hoped for. You don't want to be giving away a corner in the dying minutes of the game. It can completely change the game, and we saw obviously the Phoenix score from that in the opening minutes of the game. Let's see if it's going to close out with a corner goal as well.
Lots of traffic in front of Carolina Villau. It's right on top of the keeper, and she just gets fingers on it.
Don't know how that went through without going in. It's there for the taking.
It might go down as a save, because I reckon it needed touching. But it was a scary moment for Villau. And again, it's like Grand Central in that 6-yard box. Melbourne Victory will swing this right into the mixer again. First header doesn't do the job. The second clearance is good, up to halfway. Curtis closed down quickly. And that is the final whistle. And the spoils are shared here at Porirua Park on a beautiful summer's afternoon. Maya McCutcheon opened the scoring very early with a beautiful set-piece header from the corner. They were unable to add to the lead, and it was a second-half substitute in Nikki Flannery that provided the impetus for Melbourne Victory with the equaliser, and neither side able to find a winner. It's finished here in Wellington. The Phoenix won, Victory won. Well, Rebecca Sowden, your thoughts on this match? Probably a fair result. Victory came back into it, didn't they? Yeah,
they definitely had a different second half from the first. I think, look, both teams might be a little bit disappointed. Victory would have come here thinking they were going to pick up 3 points, and Wellington Phoenix, I think, would have thought they had it in the bag there. They were on top in that first half, so I think a little bit of dissatisfaction